What if I told you that inside this beautifully preserved Victorian home, once destined for demolition, you'd find not just echoes of the past, but the buzz of tattoo machines, art being made, and a legacy still unfolding. Welcome to Milford, Michigan, and this is the Edward J. Bissell House. The Edward Bissell House, a brick Second Empire style home, is a significant landmark in the Milford Historic District. It was the very first Milford building to be placed on the Michigan State Register of Historic Sites, and it's easy to see why. Built in 1880 for Edward J. Bissell, this house reflected both his success and the elegant tastes of the Victorian era. Bissell arrived in Milford in the early 1870s and quickly became a well-respected figure. He practiced law, served 4 terms as village clerk, and was twice elected circuit court commissioner. He was even appointed as the receiver during the infamous bank failure of 1891. Bissell was also involved in local industry, partnering in the Milford doorknob factory and other ventures. His house, with its dramatic octagonal 2-story tower, slate roof, and ornate wood scrollwork, was a reflection of both his ambition and the architectural trends of the day. After Bissell sold the home in 1898, it continued to evolve. Lyman Kate, a produce buyer, added this large modern porch and installed steam heating. Then in 1906, local grocer John T. Watkins took ownership. By 1915, he had expanded the home further with the cement block foundation, rebuilt porches, and even added a rear wing with a cistern, pantry, and a second-story porch. Inside, the craftsmanship is jaw-dropping. The ruby-etched glass double doors, the curved staircase, and the intricate woodwork reflect an era when homes were true works of art. It's believed the Bissell House was a pattern house, a mail-order design with a twin located in Watrousville, Michigan. By the 1960s, however, the house had fallen into serious disrepair. The last private owner, Charles Fisher, even planned to demolish it and build a gas station in its place. But thankfully, the village council stepped in. In 1968, the house was purchased by Robert and Mary Craigie, who spent the next 10 years restoring it to its former glory. A fire in 1996 damaged the rear of the home and caused water damage throughout. But once again, it was repaired and restored, this time paving the way for an entirely new chapter in the home's story. Today, the Bissell House is home to Dearly Departed Tattoo Parlor, a space where history, artistry, and individuality come together. It may seem like an unlikely pairing, but there's something deeply poetic about honoring the past in a place where people come to mark their lives permanently. Now, to get an even deeper understanding of this home's history, we spoke with someone who has spent years researching and preserving its story. Here's my conversation with Meg, one of the most dedicated historians connected to Dearly Departed.
I've heard a lot of weird things from people in the community and whatnot. I've heard that Houdini's done the trick here at some point. All the woodwork is all original and stuff like that. Originally, all these shutters were thrown in the basement, actually, and we had a hard time matching them back up with each window because they're custom made for each window. We finally found out that there's Roman numerals carved in each of the windows, in each of the shutters. So we, got the little code and went and matched them all up and whatnot. Eventually moved into the whole house. Kind of after COVID, the renter below us moved out and we got to take over the whole building. So it's pretty cool. It's really rad. We've been working on painting the whole house black. So that's been an ongoing process. I've heard from people in the community that there is a pregnant woman who lived here and gave birth here and actually died during childbirth. And because there were, at the time, there were a lot of grave robbings going on for medical school students. They would rob graves and then practice on their bodies and whatnot. They actually buried her down in the yard because they didn't want anyone to steal her from the cemetery. So then she was later exhumed and moved somewhere else. We've also been called up and asked about a tunnel in our basement. We have not been able to find said tunnel in our basement. So what the person told us was that it went to the crematorium, supposedly. But we've gone down in the basement and there's cobblestone walls and whatnot, and we've tried to poke around and it's all sealed off. Pulling books off the shelves and shit, yeah, for sure. But no, there's nothing down there, as far as I know, but I'm sure there wasn't.
From its Victorian roots to its bold modern purpose today, the Edward Bissell House is living proof that stories don't end, they evolve. If you're as drawn to historic homes as I am, and you're looking to buy or sell a property with soul, let's connect. And before we go, I want to give a special shout out to David Wexler, one of the best lenders in the game. Whether you're buying your first home, your forever home, or even something historic like this beauty, David has the tools and the experience to get you the financing that you need. Reach out to him for competitive rates, smooth closings, and a team that genuinely cares. Thank you, David, for always supporting the stories we get to tell. We'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, every home has a story. Let's discover yours.